Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 of the Voidboys versus Wheel Wreck while whistling. Oh my, oh my. Voidboys, they took game number 1. It was a close one, but in the end, they had the carry power. Purge, what are you thinking coming into game 2, man?
I think it could go either way completely. I think both teams are really good, and all of their players are really fantastic. It's just a difference of, I think picks were pretty significant there. Both teams played pretty well. According to, I didn't see any like huge mistakes. I mean, there were some ganks that were maybe a bit more effective for each team, but I spent most of my time theory crafting. Let's be real, I wasn't watching the game.
All right, well, let's take a look here, see what's going on in the draft. Oh boy, what do these teams have for us? Well, we got another Sniperino here. It was the first pick: Lion, Venge, Shadow Fiend. The choices, I almost did the Dakota and muted the mics instead of turning off the lights. I almost did it. I was this close to hitting the wrong button. Spoiled it for me, you bastard.
Well, this is going to give Wheel a bit of good lockdown that they didn't have in last game. They had Shadow Shaman, obviously, but he's more of a pushing Lion, and he has less damage by far. So Lion should give them a bit more gank potential that they could have, and they're going to repick Sniper, which is fine. Sniper's pretty good versus Shadow Fiend as well. You can definitely see Sniper outplaying SF there in the mid matchup. So, but so far, I mean, not a whole lot to say. They're actually going to ban out the Spectre and the Spirit Breaker, so 2 heroes that Voidboys picked in the last game. And Voidboys just banning super tanky heroes like Axe, Medusa, and Bristleback, and they're going to pick up Brewmaster, who's a hero that doesn't see that much play right now.
Yeah, he's really fallen off a lot, but can still be very potent. I feel like I've seen him most commonly over the past few weeks in a safe lane role, where they either go aggro try, or they just, you know, grab some greedier supports and give him some space to get that fast blink dagger and leave the mid lane for someone like a Shadow Fiend. Though he'll have not so much of a fun time against the Sniper, and now even less of a fun time, the Omni Knight. Wow, for Team Wheel, that's pretty exciting.
Well, I mean, Omni is really good at making Sniper more survivable because he can repel him and heal him and stuff, but Brewmaster is kind of good against Omni Knight as well, because if you Cyclone the Omni Knight, then he's up in the air for 6 seconds. You can keep him up in the air during the entire fight. So if Omni Knight can't cast his heals, his repel, or his ulti, then he's kind of being limited a bit. And plus, Wheel already has 2 squishy heroes with Sniper and Lion. So both of those 2 heroes with Brewmaster summons on top of them are going to be in a lot of trouble, especially Lion. So that's one of the best things about Brewmaster, in my opinion, is that he could just really easily kills any squishy support here. And a Shadow Demon pick.
Wow.
Very good against Omni's repel, because his ultimate is a Purge. Yeah. So if somebody gets repelled or ultied by Omni Knight, Shadow Demon just ults them and removes those debuffs. So rather than having to buy a Diffusal Blade, they can grab a Shadow Demon to not only save their cores, but also set up on things. So if somebody's somebody's hexed or impaled and about to get line fingered, he can disrupt that. And he can also just counter the Omni Knight a bit. So we'll see if it works out. Almost nobody picks Shadow Demon right now, but I think he's a pretty decent hero personally. I play him a lot sometimes. I think it's an okay pick by Voidboys here. It's good for ganking as well, especially you can double raise off of it and lots of good stuff like that.
Yeah, 2 heroes we don't see too often in this current meta, the Brew as well as the Shadow Demon. Yeah. Shadow Demon Venge can be a pretty potent support duo. I feel like there's a lot of roaming potential here for ganks.
A lot of damage amp is one thing to point out.
A lot of damage amp, but not the best zoners. You know, not quite like that Skywrath Mage. You can sit in a lane and just completely box somebody out with that early Arcane Bolt type stuff. I keep bringing up Skywrath Mage like I'm a fanboy, but he just sets the golden standard for lane zoning.
He's the golden standard for damage output, but he lacks in other areas, and his agility gain nerf is, well, it's more like 3 agility gain nerfs that he's been receiving. His armor just gets... I don't know how you can make it lower. He already had 0 base armor when he was played at TI, kind of a thing, but that hero has really low attack speed right now, or at least very low agility gain, so he doesn't attack as fast as he used to. And Shadow Demon's not the worst zoner in my opinion. He's got a really good animation. His range is about 500. You can disrupt an enemy to set up a kill. His damage is not as high, but his utility is a lot higher, I think. And if you're behind, Shadow Demon is far better, in my opinion. So at least for being able to save allies, maybe not offensively.
Okay.
Silence is pretty good. Another really cool thing to point out that's been recently changed on Shadow Demon is his second skill, Soul Catcher. If you apply before somebody becomes magic immune, it stays on them. So if you disrupt somebody and then Soul Catcher the ground, and then they get repelled, then Sniper's still going to take 50% bonus damage. So you can actually really increase the damage that you're doing to somebody using that. And they have Venge Aura, or Venge Wave of Terror, which is minus armor. They have Shadow Fiend Aura, which is minus armor. With Soul Catcher on top of that, physical damage is going to be really, really high. The only downside is they're only right-clicker as Shadow Fiend, really.
So far. We'll see what this final choice is. Wheel Whack ban out I said wheel whack. I don't even know where that came from. I'm just throwing W's out there and turning that word vomit into something. Team WWWW. They banned out the Anti-Mage for their final, and Storm Spirit banned out by the Voidboys, so they will need their safe lane farmer, assumedly here, that maybe it's just the off lane Brewmaster. This could be a whole number of things.
Yeah. They banned Bristleback. I would have maybe said Bristle. It's probably going to be physical damage. Jug has not been banned. What year is it?
Yeah, Jug has been so hit or miss, where some games he's first picked, others he's totally ignored.
It's kind of bad versus Omni Knight, because Omni ulti can stop all the damage, but he's, I don't know, he's decent against Clockwork Lion. If he doesn't get close enough, he's kind of bad against, he's pretty bad against Sniper, I would say, but you can dodge his ulti with the spin at least. I don't know. I'm not really sure if he's a bad pick. They definitely want physical damage because of all the minus armor auras they're dealing with here. They're probably trying to figure out what they can fit that's going to cover that.
Faceless been banned out. Also, Void. Yeah,
it's not bad this game at all. It's good. You can jump on Sniper.
Yeah, that's true.
You can Chrono Lion.
Really good against
If Clockwork goes on you, you can just time walk out. They've got really good team fight with it. I mean, they are called the Voidboys, man. This could be it.
Possibly not the best synergy with Brew, but I feel like it makes
that's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
With Shadow Fiend though, they take the Doom.
Doom, okay.
So big lockdown, the huge ulti to try and deal with the Omni Knight, perhaps one of the best Doom targets. Bit greedier, but something that should be able to farm pretty well. So I think this will mean it's a safe lane Brewmaster with Doom rotating through the jungle in the off lane.
I guess so. That'll guarantee Brew gets 6. It'll guarantee he gets a Blink Dagger, and then the team fights will, or at least the early roaming will surround around Brewmaster getting his ultimate off, and if things go perfect, dooming Omni Knight. So I don't know. Remaining. I'm not a huge fan of this pick, but it is really good against Omni Knight. I mean, having Shadow Demon alone as the counter to Omni Knight is not a very strong way to play, because one of the things Voidboys is extremely lacking now is disables. They've got Venge Stun, they've got what Brewmaster has, including his ultimate, and they've got Shadow Demon ulti. And a lot of times you have to Shadow Demon ulti right at the start of the fight when somebody's out of position to keep them out of position. So saving it just for repel is oftentimes very difficult. So if they can just doom Omni Knight, then they're fine pretty much. I think they're fine in terms of they're really good at running at them with their tanky heroes. So
yeah,
Wraith King.
Okay, so
core Wraith King, mid Wraith King, or safe lane Wraith King, tri lane with an offlane Clockwork and a mid Sniper. Let's see if there's any issues. It's good against Doom, so Wraith King is a good pick for that. He's good against, I would say, good against Brewmaster as well, because Brewmaster ulti will be gone by the time that Wraith King dies the first time. So I think the Wraith King pick here is pretty good. He's not really a popular carry in any way. I almost never see him picked, actually. I think he got a nerf recently to his ulti mana cost. But other than that, he's a decent carry. He does a lot of physical damage. He's not very good versus Brewmaster, though, I guess, because Brewmaster can Drunken Haze him, and then he's just slow and missing everybody.
Yeah, that's one of his big problems. He's very kiteable. He's not particularly fast in general. He has this really weird power curve where he's really strong in lane. His stun is amazing. The tapering slow, what have you. And then he kind of falls off a little bit in that before he hits level 11 mark, when his ulti is not really that useful. And then once he hits 16, gets a couple of core items, he comes on back online, and you have this hard carry that you basically have to kill twice once he gets to the point where the argument of, oh, well, just ignore him, and then his ult doesn't matter, that goes out the window at some point once he's doing enough damage.
But he's still going to have a lot of trouble because of the 2 minus armor auras, in my opinion, because you know, if you have to kill him twice, minus armor is the way to do that against a strength carry. So he's probably the best way to counter stuff like that is you have to adjust your item build to also include armor items. So Armlet is pretty ideal for that, because it also gives you like 6 armor or 5 armor or whatever it is. I don't know if it got buffed or not. It gives you 5 armor right now. So maybe Armlet into an AC at some point is going to be the best way to counter that. But I don't know. They could also just doom him and just kill the rest of his team, and then all they would have is a Sniper for damage, because that's actually all they have. They have Sniper for damage, they have Lion Burst, and they have Wraith King, because Clockwork almost always is really going to slow down in terms of farm. And especially with the Shadow Demon in the game, they can essentially keep anybody alive for an extra 2.5 seconds. So I feel like Wheels is going to have a lot of damage problems this game. But their good benefits are that they have a lot more good initiations, I think. Pretty decent early game nukes. I guess Omni's not the best against that, but I feel like their early game's a little bit better than Voidboys. But I think their laning is stronger, probably, but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, Doom's a very greedy pick, of course. He'll probably spend a lot of time in the jungle, so...
Even Shadow Fiend is similar, usually farm for a while. 15 minutes until you get your.
I guess even the Brew is like that as well. He's an okay laner, but he'll be pretty quiet till he gets his Blink Dagger, of course.
Their tri-lane's great, but that's pretty much all they have is Disruption, Venge Stun, and then what Brew's dealing with. The other heroes are mostly damage and whatever the heck you would classify Doom as, a please don't cast your spell hero. That's basically it. I mean, he's a semi, he does good damage, but it's all about dooming.
Yeah, he's a weird hero in that sense, and his ability to turbo farm, I guess, is what really makes him appealing. Get that Midas Devour, and you're just racking up the farm. You can recover from that off lane pretty well. That's what the flavor of the month has kind of been in the offlane. Somebody that can do one of two things. Either do the Doom style where you play Sacrificial Lamb but recover, kind of Bat Rider plays that style as well, or more like your Clockwork. So you hit level 6 and then you start moving around making space. Same as your Spirit Breaker. It's all about leeching that XP. Everyone else that doesn't really fall into one of those two categories is really falling off in popularity.
Shadow Demon's probably going to die here. This is a really dangerous way to run to the lane to ward. It's such an easy kill here.
Omega Pawner.
I guess he's just going to keep running. He does have boots. There's a chance he can get away, but if we see a stun... Oh, no stun there. Okay, I think he's going to not make it. I might be wrong, though.
No, he's dead. That's an Earth Spike. And
split the gold, baby.
First blood goes to the tower. I guess that's a very minor victory if you're secure to... Definitely gonna die. That's the way to do it.
It's not the best. I mean, you still get gold. He didn't get his ward down either. If you're going to ward as a support, it's dangerous to run that way because if they do collapse on you, they'll catch you about here. The safer way is to run through your lane and then peek up here to see if they're there. So a little unpredictability there from Wheels is really well done. I mean, it gets him a slight gold advantage there. It did get split, but most importantly, that's extra gold for Relic. That's like 2 bounty runes, essentially, that he's going to get now on Sniper. So his bottle or his boots that he's going to go for is going to be really fast. And that might really screw over Shadow Fiend here, because Shadow Fiend is going for a bottle rush. They might get their... Sniper could get his boots at the same time that Shadow Fiend is a bottle,
Derp hangs around a little bit longer to put a ward down. Omega Pawner comes in, goes out with the Dispersion, and Derp will be okay. All right.
Yeah, he's going to be just fine.
So they did see the ward go down, though, I think. At least they should have. He dropped it right in front of him.
So that's going to block the large camp, too, by the way. So.
Oh, it's right inside that or the spawn box.
Yep, it's right on the right. I think it's a little bit right, more than where I normally see it, but that should block. We'll see if it does.
Okay. And they blocked the pull camp as well with this sentry. So great start for Team Wheel. Where's their other observer?
So smart, too.
Derp hasn't planted it yet.
Because of the way they place their observer and their sentry here, it looks like it's a magic bush block, but in reality it's actually not. So he may end up putting a sentry on the left side of the camp here, because that's one of the ways to get a sentry or a block anywhere in here.
They
and
actually don't have any sentries, Mr. Purge. Or at least not yet.
He'll get some gold soon.
Yeah.
Like they may not even bother. They're just going to stack. This is the best thing to do if you're a support and all of your camps are blocked. You can't pull. Just go stack instead. So while it may not get you gold right now, when you have, you know, your Shadow Fiend roaming through the map, he's going to get a bunch of extra gold from it. So that's the best way to catch up if you are blocked. So
speaking
good
of Shadow Fiend, he's doing okay in the mid lane here. Already has 5 last hits, 1 deny. So even though Relic had that little edge, seems Beyond is doing just fine, throwing out those Shadow Raises, and Sniper already forced to chew through his salve as he gets his boots.
So now that he has boots, he can definitely chase down SF a little bit. If he gets a good proc, there's a headshot.
There's that return damage. Is this a counter kill here, actually?
He gets another headshot. It will be. Oh, he really needed one. Oh, there it is. There it is. There, he gets it. Big kill. And that's what I was talking about. A little bit of a gold advantage.
Okay, I spoke too soon. Yeah, as soon as he gets the boots, it's a kill.
Yeah, like all he needed was a couple headshots. He attacked about 6 times maybe, and he got, I think, 2 headshots. So good chase there. Good skill build from Sniper, and that's what you got to be scared of. Oh, big stun on Relic. This could be a double raise, maybe a triple raise. It's only level 1 raises, though, so it's going to be close. It needs a hit and a raise. Will it be enough? It's not enough. 51 HP on Sniper, and he stays alive. Good swing by Fly there, though. That does give the SF some space, unless we had a salve. Oh my god, he already had a salve coming. Relic is totally on top of this.
Meanwhile, Mercy Please goes on to Tolerate. He's got a haste rune. The Hex not going to do anything. Doom gets a freebie on the Lion.
Did he contest him? He must have contested him for the rune.
Yeah, they went for the rune at the same time.
Yeah, that's
so unlucky for the Lion.
Really unlucky, but
huge for the Doom.
Yeah, the payoff there is so big because the Lion never would have killed Doom. I don't think, even if he did get, if Lion got the haste or something like that, like Lion maybe would have killed him.
Level 2 Scorched Earth.
Yeah, he had Scorched Earth. He had boots himself, so the movement speed advantage isn't the same. If you're a Doom and you're against a Lion that doesn't have boots, Lion actually did have boots there, unless he just bought them. I don't know, but that's such a big kill for Doom because now Doom's going to lane a lot more independently. He'll get his Midas a little bit faster. That's going to help out his game like a stupid amount. Doom should not get kills on supports. It doesn't happen, so that's kind of a big mistake, but you could definitely put it down to luck.
So Brewmaster, he's doing fine in the safe lane. He'll find a lot of farm, as will the Wraith King, both of them in pretty much uncontested lanes. Well, there are heroes down here, but not much the melee heroes can do with all these supports nearby. Doom will actually get sandwiched here. There's a stun to get things started. They'll have another one, and well, while I'm looking at this, another fight's going to break out. Can they actually get this kill on Mercy, please? I don't think so. TP in from Omega Pawner. Now they'll look to turn it around. Omni Knight caught inside of the dispersion. There's another stun. They go back onto Mercy, please. Omni Knight goes down, but they get the Doom after. Now Wraith King on the run. There's enough poison on him that he almost goes down. Omega Pawner, he wants this. He's going in deep. He finds it. Double kill for him. Now on the run. Can Tolara chase him down? Boots on both sides, and Shadow Demon with the movement speed edge. I think he's okay here. That's
a big EXP advantage there for Shadow Demon that he didn't have before. He was still level 1 before that started, so picking up a double kill there is really big. Oh, what is he doing? Is he dead?
He doubles back, and now I think that's his life.
Okay. I mean, I guess he was in a bad spot anyways. He was either running into Sniper or... But I feel like he could have hid, maybe, like hide in this tree patch.
I mean, there's a big camp here. You could have hidden suicided into this pack of neutrals pretty easily.
And he could have also just ran like this, maybe, all the way back. I'm not sure. I feel like that was a mistake. But regardless, he still hit level 3. That's some EXP that he did not have before, and the pull camp is dewarded, so they can definitely continue pulling now.
So before that started, it looked like, was there a fight in the mid that broke out? Did they trade Sniper for Shadow Fiend? I actually missed that trade looking at the...
Yeah, it looks like Sniper did actually die. So, yeah, I missed that one too. I was watching the top fight.
Okay.
I don't know.
I know Venge did rotate over, but that makes it 4-5. Looking at the graph, it is the Voidboys that have recovered. They were down by nearly 750 gold and have brought it back to a minor lead for themselves after that great exchange. And now it's Patsol who's the leading CSer by a good bit, 28-6. Feeling pretty good, but wow, is this Clockwork getting a lot out of the lanes. Sleesel, with all these rotations, he's had a lot of space. He's halfway through level 5. Phase boots up already. He's going to be able to wreak some havoc once he starts moving around.
I don't think the Brewmaster has to worry too much, personally, but the supports especially are going to have to worry a lot about this. Like, that's the issue, like you said. If there's rotations and your supports go to things other places, then your offlane is suddenly stupidly high in terms of levels. But if it was any hero, I think I'm okay with it being a Clockwork, at least for the raiding team, because if Sleesel makes any mistakes and gets behind in terms of deaths, then the hero just stops snowballing in always, so
yeah,
they can definitely still do a decent job.
Oh, they'll have a go right here. Omega Pawner walks around the backside, misses the first bout of poison, and there's your Soul Catcher. It will connect. Disruption comes out. Here's the setup. There is a Primal Split, but first they'll hit him with the clap. There's the crit. TP home from Sleesel. Nice heads-up play. He makes it.
If the Brewmaster prepped his ultimate as the disruption came out, he definitely would have died there, I think. But
ooh, minus on the Brewmaster.
Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, so this gains him levels so that his ultimate will do more. And most importantly, the hero is not the fastest farmer, so it'll guarantee that his gold gain is good.
Up top, Mercy, please. Initiated on again, but they'll be happy just to stun him up and steal some of his mana pool. Won't dive the tower for the kill. As more space is made for the Wraith King. So, yeah, the
Midas just loves Midas, man.
Yeah, they really do. We've seen Brewmaster Midas Brew a couple of times, pretty much exclusively in the safe lane like this, but does let him get that snowball going a little earlier and kind of find an edge.
Almost a sniper wrapper on top, but the Doom expected the top rune because they probably called it, so he played back for a little bit. Now that the wave is pushing out again, he knows that he won't get dived, so he can come back up to the lane. A little bit of a pull there from Tolara on the line support, so that's decent. One stun on Doom. I don't think... oh, he does catch him with the stun. Good second stun. Here comes the Hex as well. He's not going to die, though. I mean, he's got the Satyr creep. That's 4 HP. That's like a ring of health. That's by far one of the best creeps to have if you're playing offlane Doom, so...
the Ice
good
Ogre.
steal there. Yeah, but the Ice Armor one costs you money is one of the issues. Like, this is just so, like, eat and forget, you know? You just have a nice time. You're like...
Set it and forget it. Doom style.
Oh, ooh. Clockwork Gank, here it is. Oh, this is really dangerous for SF. He does have one bottle charge, but this is exactly what they should be worried about. Disruption comes. We'll buy them some time. And the Sniper ulti is going to miss.
Huge disruption from Omega Pawner. Now Doom rotates over. Sleesel in big trouble. Doom burns the ulti on this. Maybe they can find Denied. Derp peels him up. Is there any way to close the gap here? Shrapnel flying down. They make the space, and it looks like Clockwork will live. Now Relic looking for any kind of recovery kill here, but all the supports run in different directions. And no one will die after that exchange. Clockwork does live with about 150 HP.
You know, Shadow Demon didn't even TP for that. He just happened to be in the right place. I think they might have spotted him here. There's a little bit of ward vision from their observer ward that probably... No, this was actually just placed about... No, it was about a minute and a half ago.
Yeah, I think that's
so. I think they spotted the Clockwork shifting over there, and that's why they set up for that. So what a huge disruption, though. If that wasn't there, guaranteed dead SF Really nice roam by Sleesa though to predict that the SF was there. It just didn't pay off because the Shadow Demon was also planning ahead there, or at least had the ward vision. So that was really well done. And they also stack or block the camp. Really nice to block this camp because this is where Shadow Fiend farms almost entirely in the early game. So while also ganking, they put an obs down to try to reduce his overall GPM. But we'll probably see that get dewarded, especially with all these sentries on Shadow Demon.
Yeah, 3 sentries. Okay, he's got a whole stockpile. Passes them over to the Venge, and she'll take Helm on that front. Yeah, this camp really good, not only because it's a hard camp, but it's just so deep in their territory. It's hard for enemies to get there and feel safe pulling off ganks, and always a lot of access points for allies to TP to. So usually a spot where Shadow Fiend will feel relatively safe.
So we have a Midas also picked up on Wraith King. This is a really good item to go for on this here. His sword is so cool, by the way. I don't think I've ever seen this before.
Let's see, what is this one?
Genuine Winter Blight?
No, I don't know that I've really seen. I
mean,
we don't see Wraith King that much either. I have to say I'm not up to date with my Wraith King cosmetics.
It kind of breaks the color palette, but...
Is this... I'm trying... Are these 2 from the Summit 2 set? I can't remember.
I don't know.
There's too many cosmetics, man. I can't keep them all straight.
Oh, look at his item, or his skill build. He's level 8. He's got no points in stat. He's just saving his points. JK, he just spent almost all of them. But this is what you should do if you're playing Wraith King, is that you should save your skill point on your ulti until you know that you're going to use it. Because if somebody... If they 5-man gank you, you're definitely dying twice, right? So if you save your skill point, you might be able to save your ulti. And like you said, 260 seconds with your first ulti. You really don't want to use that until you get to 11, if possible, unless it's stupidly early and you get a kill out of it. So he definitely wants to save that skill point if possible.
Sleesel moving around again. Clockwork, level 7. 3 points in the Rocket Flare, only 2 in the Battery Assault. Not your best solo ganking build. He may find Fly, though, as he walks into the wrong place at the wrong time. Battery Assault's online. There's the missile to the face. Sleesel holding on to the hook shot for now. Finds it on the Shadow Fiend. Sniper's there. There's a heal bomb to boot. It's a dead beyond straight away. Pat Soul TP's in. Level 8, ulti ready to rock and roll, but they won't go for it. Sleesel makes it back, and it's just a quick pick on the Shadow Fiend.
That was really good. As soon as he got stunned by the Venge, he said, this kill is not really what I want. I don't care about a support. I'm not trying to snowball. I'm trying to shut them down. And he goes on the SF instead. So in terms of the Rocket Flare skill build, it's really good for counter pushing and also doing AoE damage in the team fight. If you think about it, it's a huge AoE, 200 damage across their whole team fight. That's up to like 1,000 magic damage every 14 seconds. It's in some ways way more significant than Battery Assault. So his solo kill isn't as good, but really what he wants to do is he wants to just jump on the Shadow Fiend and keep him as slowed down as possible. So that's what he's aiming to do. Is just contribute in team fights, not to solo kill.
Okay.
So
that makes sense. Yeah, you're right. The Rocket Flare does have a deceptively large area that it hits in team fights. You can see kind of the general radius there.
And it's not a good nuke, but it's an okay nuke. It does 200 at level 4, so it's pretty weak, but the AoE is pretty large, and you can really slow down a lot of pushes with it. So.
Derp getting some solo time in the offlane now on this Omni Knight. One of the big milestones on this hero, of course, is finding that level 6, and he's done okay. 0, 1, and 2. He's stayed fairly active, about on par with the other supports, and we'll have that GA before too long. Now the Blink Dagger up on Wraith King. Still no boots, but hey, at least he's got a mobility tool of sorts, selling off those GG branches, and now picks up the Quelling Blade. So the farming continues to commence here for the Wraith King.
So this is a really common thing to do on almost all carries right now in the metagame, is that your carry will farm until he's happy and then has a way to solo jungle, and then he'll just go jungle like crazy. And this guarantees your greedy hero like Lion to just sit in his lane, and this allows him to get a lot closer to Blink Dagger without having to rely on his team just doing well and him executing a really good gank. So he actually just missed a lot of last hits there is the only issue. He missed about 3 that I saw, so you really can't miss those last hits if you're getting a free lane like this. And Wraith King's other benefit is that he's just hiding because he doesn't want them to know that he has a blink. So he tried to play that back to see if anybody would come, but nobody did. So now he's just going to hit the tower. So, but he can go back and jungle now with the Quelling Blade. He can jungle relatively fast while the Lion profits from the easy lane.
Yeah, they will pressure this tier 1 tower up top, though. Bottom lane. Oh, there's setup on the Derp. He's got to repel. Okay, he'll be okay. Omni Knight not in danger here in the bottom. Tower will get glyphed in the top lane. Rotation over from the Venge, but she's only halfway through level 5. Not the biggest threat. No, they won't roll the dice. Not going to press their luck. TP in from Doom. And he's got his Midas up already as well. He got a lot. Both offlaners really did pretty decently in the laning stage.
Doom got the kill, and Clockwork was essentially uncontested. So plus, you know, Doom can just devour things. He can eat big creeps, hit level 2 instantly, kind of a thing. So he's got a pretty good time. He has a little bit less CS, but he does have a Midas, so his net worth is probably higher. Yeah, it's quite a bit higher actually by about 900. So.
Okay.
And I'm sure he killed a lot more neutrals, which is going to inflate his net worth because he killed a lot of. He probably ate a lot of big creeps, and that's like 100 gold instead of about 2 of a last hit. So it's gonna be a mech on Shadow Fiend actually. I think this is a pretty good idea against the Clockwork. He definitely wants to be survivable. I think Yules would be good too, though. I'm not sure if I don't know.
The great thing about the Yules is it doubles as a farming tool and a survivability item. Gives you all that movement speed, the reset ability, and it just gives you so much mana regen. The mech much better for the grouped up kind of team fighting. That armor goes a long way. Maybe a sign that the Voidboys want to group up sooner rather than later here. Maybe off the back of this Blink Dagger that Pat Souls recently picked up.
They definitely could. I think they'd probably want to get Venge 6 and an SD 6 as well, because both of those heroes become so much stronger when they have their ultimates.
They're really close.
They're okay pre-6, but they're not as good as they are when they're actually 6. So we'll see some stacking from Shadow Demon. He's maxed out Shadow Poison, at least so far. Oh, we're actually
hook shot across, right onto a Mega Pawner. Dirt sets it up with that ward down. Nice use of the disruption, stops the purification from taking him down, but still nothing he can do about the onslaught. Will fall now. Pat Soul, he's got something to say about it, but there's a repel. And Derp throws down his trump card. That'll be the end of it, just to pick off onto the Shadow Demon.
Yeah, this is a really good ward here for taking control of their jungle. It's not as often dewarded either, so it's kind of like an alternative to this one. It's pretty good though. So they caught the Shadow Demon before he was stacking, and easy kill. But the reason that Shadow Demon's maxing out his Shadow Poison is that he can actually jungle to get some levels, and that's probably what he's going to do. He's going to stack it, and then blow it all up with Shadow Poison, get level 6 heal, and then go do something. So Sleesel's been doing a really good job finding heroes before they do important things. He's got decent CS as well. Like, he's just been really in the right places at the right time. I think he's been playing Clockwork really well this game.
Yeah, still hasn't died yet either. But in the meantime, smoked rotation from the Voidboys. They rotate through the mid. Ward comes down behind the tower. They go right onto Relic. They don't even need a Doom. The sniper goes down in a matter of seconds. Now Primal Split. They Doom on Tolara as he TPs in. Beyond channels a Requiem. Fast 2-0, and still a lot of time on this split. Meanwhile, Omni Knight stuck inside of the Cyclone. He'll repel himself as he comes back down. There's the swap. Do they have the damage to kill him right quick? There's your GA. That'll keep him alive for now. And the Wraith King joining the party. Hook shot across. Isolates Mercy Please, as well as Beyond. They get the kill on the Doom, but Patzel stays the course, brings down the Omni Knight. Now he's the one that gets left behind. Sleesel with the Battery Assault on. There's your Wraith Fire Blast. Should be a kill on the Brewmaster, and it is. 2 for 3. As the Voidboys take a successful fight, but not that clean kill on the sniper as it started.
Yeah, that looked really bad for Wheel there, but really patient play from Sleesel catches the Doom when he just tanked the tower for a bit too long there. And then the Wraith King showing up as well. Really easy cleanup on him. Like, Wraith with a Blink is just so strong in the early game, because you've got crit levels, your stun does decent damage as well, and you're just going to be DPSing on it. And they can't focus you either, because if they focus you too hard, then you're just going to respawn, and then it's not a big deal anyway. So he didn't use his ultimate. He got some kill assists there, and Sleesel getting another kill and assist on him as well. So he's up to almost 2k gold. I don't think we'll see a Force or anything like that. Probably going to see, like, probably just Ags, I would think. Will he go on the SF here?
Yeah. Possibly a Blade Mail, but I don't know that this is the right game for it.
That would make sense too. I think it's pretty good. If they don't have Magic Immunity, it'd be okay.
Yeah.
If you can reflect
it's a lot of heroes likely to get BKBs is sort of what the angle I'm taking.
That's true.
Taking it, but could still get a lot of use out of it. I mean, it'll be a little while before BKBs come up. Sleesel on the high ground, sort of inadvertently zoning them out. I think they're suspicious that he may be hiding somewhere nearby. Ooh. Hook shots in, actually whiffs it as the Brood TPs out, or blinks out rather. They still get the tier 1 tower mid though. Wraith King secures the last hit there.
Yeah, that wasn't that bad.
Wheel getting some momentum around the map.
Well, they do get BKBs. I'm curious about Wraith King's item choice here. He just finished his treads, and he got another Glove of Haste, which is most likely going to be a Maelstrom.
It's an armlet, actually. He got the recipe now.
Oh, did he? Okay, all right, good. For some reason, I was thinking it was only Maelstrom.
I thought it would be a Maelstrom at first also.
Yeah, but like I said before, with all the minus armor flying around on the Radiant team, he has to get an armor item. And just, it's honestly really good. Armlets, it's so cheap now. It only costs 2,400 gold. Oh, and fight's going to happen. There's a Doom on Sleesel.
Yeah, he gets Doom straight away as he runs in, gets healed by the Purification, but I don't know that it'll be enough. Mechas come out. There's the defensive disruption, and they'll go in onto the Wraith King. That brings down his ultimate. His first life is dead. He gets stunned straight away, and he should fall a second time. The Brewmaster finds a pick on the Lion off to the side. Now Relic on the run. He may still live, but the Omni Knight isolated by the Storm Panda. Assassinate brings down the Venge. Pat Soul blinks forward.
Oh, that Purification.
Right onto Sleesel, but it's okay. The GA comes out a little too late. Now Doom falls. Another 2 for 3. Advantage for Voidboys, but it might not be done yet. Now it's a 3 for 3 Relic. He's a madman, brings down the brew, and everyone else will be able to make it back to the tower. But
oh, man, that purification completely changed that fight. This is one of the best nukes in the game, by the way. Does 360 pure, which means if it was a magic damage, it's like more a 500 damage nuke. It's like he just did an AoE finger of death of the enemy team. Like, the fight went so bad for Wheels because they spent all of their support trying to keep Sleesel alive rather than covering the Wraith King. So Wraith King just got shredded there, but that purification completely turned things around.
Oh, here we go. They dive the tower. Fly TP's in, and as soon as he gets to the tower, it's basically to his death. Sniper secures the kill. And, well, he makes space for Beyond to TP home, but throws away his life in the process.
Yeah, this is a good explanation of what Sniper does in normal games when he's not against a Spirit Breaker and a Spectre. And he just looks so OP that fight, if you guys didn't notice. Like, he just chased him down continuously. The Repel obviously helped, but, I mean, what an easy game at this point. He's got a Shadow Blade too, so now he's going to be moving around the map getting solo kills, and this will help him initiate with more damage. Like, they immediately smoke. This could be a fast Roche, or they're going to be going for kills. They could go for kills here. I doubt that the Radiant team's perfectly set up, but it is going to be Roche.
Yeah, they move right into the pit. Now Sniper gets an ultimate orb. Could be a whole number of things.
He just got a Shadow Blade. Now he's got an ultimate orb on top of it.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So they move into the Roche pit. Should go down without too much trouble. Voidboys have all 5 alive. They've got all of their ultimates up now, but they won't be able to make it in time to contest this Roche.
It is a Blade Mail clock, by the way. You got it right.
Okay.
There are going to be BKBs, but they're a little bit delayed. Since Sleesel has been having a good game, I think this is still appropriate.
Yeah.
If you're having a bad game and they get BKBs by the time you finish your 2,200 gold item, then you've made a mistake. So this will be useful.
They'll still get a lot of value out of it, and still early enough that you can still benefit from all those yummy stats. It's a little bit of extra mana, and
especially the mana, because he went phase boots, so his mana pool is way lower than it is normally.
Yeah, and the armor also helps out to try and counteract the presence of the Dark Lord and the Howl. But Sleesel, he's going to need everything he can get
see
here.
The aura. He can see the aura. He should realize they're there. He sees one hero. There's the dive.
Oh, here we go. They doom him. They're a little bit hesitant. They don't want to doom the clockwork, but they do. They find the kill. Brewmaster gets credit. Now they'll converge on this tier 1.
That was a very small mistake from him. He should have been able to see the SF4 on him. It was on him for a couple seconds there. It's really difficult to notice that when you're looking around the map or communicating with your team, but there was a very small chance that he would have survived there. But a nice gank from the Radiant team. They get a tower. In the meantime, though, we've had at least 2 heroes on Wheels farming, so they probably got an advantage on the Radiant team there, but maybe not the hugest.
Yeah, already Wheels grouped up in the bottom to pressure this tier 2 tower. Looks like the armlet's on the way out for the Wraith King. Yep, sure is. We've got a Guardian Angel, level 2 now available. And Voidboys will start to come on home to try and defend this tower. They've got all of their ultis except the Doom down for another 50 seconds. They'll start chopping that wood on this tier 2 tower.
And this is the best part. The range on Voidboys is really weak. They don't have any way to contest him or keep him away from the tower. If they had a sniper or something, put the shrapnel on top of him so he can't walk away. But look at this. He uses the armlet to hit the tower. He had repel on him, and now he just backs up and he gets a heal, and he's back up to full again. They can just continue to siege. This is a really strong sieging lineup. And it's not just about sniper. It's also about the really tanky guy in the front that can die twice. It's a really cool draft here from Wheels. They did this completely on purpose, and it looks like they've planned it out a bit.
Yeah. Voidboys just have no way to deal with it, at least not for tier 2s. Fly walks right into Sleesel. He gets a ward down this time, but it will cost him his life. Assassinate would have finished him off if Sleesel didn't have the damage for it. So a life for a ward. They've also lost their tier 2 tower now. Wheel gaining some pretty decent momentum here as they continue to farm. Yules is up on the Shadow Fiend, but is it enough as this sniper continues to get bigger and bigger?
I mean, he's going to need a blink, most likely. Oh, he almost spots the line. That was really close. That would have been a guaranteed kill. Him utilizing the Yules for getting a kill is going to be kind of tough this game because he's probably going to take range damage. So it's hard for him to close the gap and then score a kill, I feel. And here comes the siege. They're doing the same thing. Wraith King with an armlet and a blink dagger. He just hits the tower and sniper sits from the back, so they have 2 heroes sieging. The chances of the Wraith King are just dying are just non-existent because of repel. And the Omni has enough levels. He's level 11. He's got 4 in repel. He's got 4 in purification. He's in a perfect spot. Like, Wheels is so strong. Their team fight is so strong right now. All of their heroes are peaked right now. Good blink in on Relic. He's going to Shadow Blade though. Full heal. Now chase after Derp, and they're going to continue diving, going on the bench, but that's the repel.
Blitz been used. Doom, he's still holding on to it. There we go. We throw it out onto Relic. That'll be the end of the Aegis. And he's coming right back up. Can they actually find the kill here? Hook shot in. This could turn for the worst for the Radiant side. They lose Beyond to the Finger of Death. And they'll take a victory here in the middle part of the skirmish, but off to the side, they did lose their Omni Knight. I don't know, a 1 for 2. They trade an Omni for 2 cores. And they also throw away their Aegis.
How do you win a fight against when the enemy cores both have Aegis? Like,
yeah,
that fight would have been so different otherwise. Like, Relic died immediately, and Wraith King died pretty fast as well, but then he came right back. Actually, he didn't even die yet, sorry.
Starting to feel more and more like a Game 3 could be on the horizon. Yeah, it was just Relic that went down. Wraith King still has an ulti to play with. Yeah, an Omni. Yeah.
Well, he's got to be careful with Armlet Tugging here.
There's almost a full Scotty up on this sniper. He's got both the orbs and 900 gold.
So that'll put him from the old HP of 987 to approximately 1600. So that's like almost doubling his HP, not to mention the attack speed he's getting, not to mention the mana, so he can ult more often, and of course, he can just stop the Shadow Fiend from going anywhere. If Shadow Fiend's gonna have a BKB, Shadow Fiend doesn't even have his BKB yet. He's got an Ogre Club. If Sniper gets at the max range of Shadow Fiend's not going anywhere, and he can't do anything to reply damage. It's basically a disruption or stunning the Sniper or swapping him or something. So basically, if Voidboys doesn't initiate team fights, I guarantee that they're going to lose every fight. Because Wheels just has such strong heroes right now. They've got to Doom the right people, basically. Oh, he's also got Purge, the Purge ability. There's something you can do on Doom that almost nobody does. It's
There's been a lot of Purge
Satyr.
talk this game. Purge,
there has
what's
been.
going on here?
I don't know, man, but it's the smallest Satyr creep. It has a Purge ability. It's a very low range. The coolest part about it, 5-second cooldown. The worst part about it is this mana cost is 120. But he can cast this to remove Omni ult. It's a really good counter to Omni. It's probably the other reason why they picked Doom. Not only can he Doom the Omni, he can get the Purge ability and just remove repels and Guardian Angels and all that good stuff.
That's a good thing to notice. Not something you see very. It's very infrequent you see the Satyr Banisher utilized, but it does come in handy in situations like this. Look at this big old fatty stack here that the Voidboys are going for,
and they have no damage. I mean, they've got Wave of Terror and right click, but
they need to be careful here. Though a rocket flew overhead. Talara's nearby. There is a sentry ward down though. He's right on the edge of it.
Yo, he almost gets spotted 4 times.
That was so close. They have to give up on the Ancients here as Wheels start to rotate in towards the mid. And no fight will break out, but they do stop the Ancients from getting finished off.
And Wraith King very wisely going for more armor items. He picks up a plate mill. Probably build this into an AC, and not only is it going to keep him a lot more survivable against the minus armor, it's going to keep his team more survivable since it gives his team 5 armor as well. So even a Vlad's or something like that would be really good this game. It's going to make it really hard for the Dire team to stay alive. It's a 4-staff on Omni first. Maybe a Vlad's after wouldn't be the worst. Now he needs more HP first. At least like a point booster or a Treads or something would help him a lot. But
yeah,
a Vlad's wouldn't be bad.
Omni may be tempted to just try to go for that Aghanim spot. Even the Clockwork, I think, could get Ags, though. I think he wants his.
BKB?
Ags as well. Yeah, or BKB. Sleestal in some trouble. Hook shot onto Mercy, please. Blade Mail on. They can't bring him down. Bruce Split's been used. They need to find some kills here. It's Wheel on the run. They isolate the Clockwork with the Cyclone. Can they find one more? Boulder Toss comes out. Wraith King blinks forward. They want to turn it around onto Fly. Disruption is there. Talara clipped by the Requiem, but Finger brings down the Venge. Now it's the Wraith King just going to work on this Radiant team. About to bring down Omega Pawner. There's the ultimate utilized. Reincarnation will bring him back to life. Now Sleestal reinitiating here on the backside of the Omni with a huge heals. It's Voidboys in trouble. Patsoul back in brew form. Lion goes down. There's your GA, though. They've now lost the brew. They'll lose beyond the Death Requiem. Not enough to find any kills. And it's Wheel that just have the superior sustainability here, Purge.
Yeah, they played that team fight perfectly. Voidboys went in correctly. They doomed the Omni, and the Omni retreated, and the Clock almost died. But right before he got killed by the bruise, the Omni's doom ended, and he healed him. And at that point, that's when they turn and fight, because then you're like, oh, I can heal, I can repel, everything's fine. I just need to chase people down and use Wraith King like he's supposed to be doing. And they had a big gold advantage. The team fight was really close, well played by the Voidboys there, but it just wasn't enough damage to pick off any heroes. And then, you know, Omni did Omni things and kept everybody alive. So
that's the end of the outer towers for Voidboys, though, Purge. The noose is tightening, and next stop is their base.
Yeah, Sniper's so far ahead here. It's really scary. He's about halfway to his next item, and Shadow Fiend is still kind of inching towards his Black King bar. So I would say maybe a Butterfly next on Sniper would be really good. It'd basically make him invulnerable. There's no way that Voidboys could do anything to deal with that.
Yeah, Shadow Fiend's not getting an MKB anytime soon. They've got no native hexes, no scythes coming anytime soon either.
He may just go for damage instead, but if he wants to guarantee that he's almost impossible to kill, then I think a Butterfly would be the way to go. And again, movement speed, all that good stuff. Is he gonna
lane, they find Beyond. This could be a solo kill for the Sniper. Does so much damage, sees the support nearby and backs up, but That's just a shrapnel and a series of auto attacks. Forces out a mech, bottle charges to heal back up. Shadow Fiend went down to about half health in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, it's so scary. He doesn't even have full souls right now. He definitely doesn't want to fight. But they basically don't have a lot of places to farm. They're limited to only about 30% of the map here, so that should mean that Wheels gets a lot more farm in the meantime. We actually haven't seen Clockwork moving that far in terms of farm. This hero's more about getting kills than it is farming. He does have a bottle though, so I mean, he could do some neutral camps, but he's actually going BKB, he's not going eggs. So, bit different than I maybe expected, but...
Okay.
Yeah, the issue with this whole like controlling the map thing is that the only two heroes that farm on Wheels are essentially Wraith King and Sniper, so they can't take advantage of this map control as well as maybe some other lineups, but their team fight is still way better, so it should be okay. And there's the AC on Wraith King, so yep. AC Armlet, really standard Wraith King DPS item build.
Yeah, they are ready to siege at this point. And Voidboys are starting to group up in their base to hold the high ground. They know it's coming, but they don't know when. And this is when things get scary for a team this far behind. You look at their vision, completely blind. They know their lanes are pushing in, that Wheeler in their jungle, and they just have no options but this one. They'll smoke out, and this is a total gamble here. They ping out the hard camp. Could there be somebody nearby? No, not quite. Again, look at that mini-map. That's their vision. They see nothing. They'll walk forward. Maybe they can catch the Omni Knight here. That could be a big pickoff.
They don't have their Purge, though. The Doom is way in the mid lane still. They're going to reveal on the clock. There's the Scout on clock as well. He's in trouble. I think he's dead.
Yes.
Yes. He's
certainly so. All right. Well, smoke rotation does yield a kill. That creates a little space. They actually see it, though. Radiant have no vision of the actual pit. There we go. They get a ward down. They see the heroes lingering nearby.
I mean, if they can kill Roche here before the other team reacts, I don't think they realize they're... Oh, I think Omni's going to reveal it. There it is. There's the ping. I think. Maybe that was a sniper.
Yep,
there it is. Now they know. They're going in. They also reduce Roshan's armor. He might die. Could be a couple crits.
They've got to go in now. You got to go in quick. It goes down to the Dire. Aegis goes to the Sniper. Now Derp jumped on. He gets doomed. There's no GA this fight. They'll lose their Shadow Shaman, but Wraith King, can he live through this? Oh, the Figure of Death bursts down the Shadow Fiend. Sniper's still alive, and Voidboys not going to take this fight. Now everybody's coming back to life. Mercy, please, stunned up. He'll be brought down next into Brew. He's going back into panda form soon, and that means it's punishment time. I think Wraith King is looking for a new bear rug. Come here, Pat Soul.
I don't... Ooh, good TP attempt. Oh, great shrapnel there by Relic. He actually didn't necessarily expect the TP, but he did catch him in the vision and an easy kill there with the Hex. Yeah. So
it's a 1 for 5. They bring the Wraith King down once, but his ultimate was there.
Man, if they just realized a little sooner that they were Roshing, they could have taken a fight there, because Omni was dead, but as soon as they got the Aegis, it was over. Like,
yeah.
They're fighting in a small grouped up clump as they tried to initiate, and Sniper's got 3 shrapnel charges. He is going damage, by the way. He's not getting a butterfly. He's got a Demon Edge.
Daedalus or MKB.
Yeah, Daedalus or MKB. If he gets a MKB, he should get an MKB, because Brewmaster has evasion, probably. That's probably the item to get. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's almost impossible for Voidboys to win this game now. It's so over. Like, that's the power of Sniper. Sniper got ahead. He's been covered by his team. There's... Oh, what a hook shot. Catching 2. They're going to be absolutely screwed. Relic just cleans up big time.
And meanwhile, Wraith King is just going hard on the base. He finishes off the tier 3 mid, and he's like, hey, guys, I got the barracks. You go for the heroes. I got the structures. Together, we've got a winning strategy here. 26 to 15. This is Wheel's game to take at this point. They're breaking this base wide open, and Voidboy's not tapping out quite yet, but they don't really seem to have any options left.
Yeah, they just had really good early mid-game synergy with the Wraith King Armlet and the Sniper here. That was really good, and they just won a couple more team fights there. Just really well done by them. Good ganks against Shadow Fiend as well. I'm going to say the early game was easily won by Sleesel there. A couple ganks on the Shadow Fiend really gave them a good advantage. And Shadow Fiend never was able to go insane with his farm. So they did a good job to shut down the dangerous threat on Voidboys, which was SF. And then in mid-game, they just used their hero synergy to just stomp. So Shadowblade on Sniper, he's thinking about fighting. There it is.
Here we go. Blink forward from the Wraith King. This could be your final fight. Requiem does get pump faked, but now the BKB soon to expire. They bring down the Reincarnation, but Wraith King coming on back. Shadow Fiend the first one to go down. Venge gets fingered off on the backside. BKB used by Doom as he heads towards the well, and he doesn't want any more. Mercy, please. Taps out. Good game, well played.
Dead Wraith King. No, he armlet toggles. He's going to be just fine now.
Oh,
healing on back up.
They even got the deny on the Omni Knight, who was slated to die. Relic getting those little pod shots in even at the end.
Yeah, that game perfectly demonstrates the OP-ness of a sniper if your opponents don't pick the right heroes against you. Not that Relic is just utilizing an OP hero. That guy's really good, but sniper, once you get ahead like that against heroes that are not super mobile and don't have amazing gap close, you just have no options. And Brewmaster maybe wasn't as active that game as he needed to be, I feel. He did get he got Midas first, obviously, and then he got a Blink Dagger. Maybe he should have just gone Blink first and then started setting up kills on Sniper mid when Sniper only had like Mask of Menace and a Phase Boots or something. Maybe that would have done a lot more. They needed somebody to make space, and nobody could do it. It was basically Brewmaster or the supports. Doom can't really do it until he gets a Blink, and even then you still need a stun. So it's like, I feel like Brewmaster should have skipped the Midas that game, gone straight Blink, and then made space around the map, because the enemy team made space, and they had nothing to counter that, and they definitely needed to make this game go late game, considering they had Doom, Brewmaster, and Shadow Fiend. At the very least, they needed to go late mid, I feel.
Yeah. Well, the power of the sniper, like you mentioned. We'll have a break, guys. Then coming up, Game 3, the ace match of our opening best-of-3 series for Star Ladder Season 11 America. Coming up next, stick around to see which team takes the victory.